Good morning everybody, and welcome to the third of 4 videos which is feedback on your seals design tutorial. In example C we deal with a modified double seal. Now just a couple of things with double seals. There's a slightly different design in that we add the ALD of the two stone sizes together. And using that new ALD, we calculate the total binder. Once we have the total cold binder, we then split it up by taking off fog spray if there is any, and then that remaining amount is then split into the pen and tack coat respectively. So in this example, we are dealing with a modified binder, and that is an SE2 binder. So it's a very specific binder, so there will have to be a modification factor as well as a hot factor. Just scanning the question, I don't see anything about tolerance applying, so we will calculate our cold binder and then we will take off our fog spray, and that remaining binder will have a modification factor and a hot factor. Okay, so let's get straight into it. We are given that the current traffic has 10% heavies, so we go and calculate that, 6123 minus 10% for light vehicles. And then we take that 10% and multiply it by 40, and we come out at a grand total of 30,000. So we've calculated our ALD as 12, and so we go to the 12 mil graph, double seals. 30,000 must intersect with a CBPR curve of less than 1. So just to show you, here we go, less than 1. So you use this curve up to a value of 1. Anywho, so our 30,000 intersects with that curve straight up. Our embedment is 1.4. We take that embedment to the bottom curve, 1.4 is our minimum reading, and in this graph we are talking to a lean seal, so we can completely ignore max. So this minimum value here doesn't sit on top of the maximum value. If we just look at the texture depth given here, it's 0.5, so we would look at the green line because the new texture depth would be 0.5. So there would be two separate readings of 1.62 and 1.67. You wouldn't get a lot of marks for the 1.67, maybe just one mark to observe that you've done it, but the focus is all on the 1.62. So back to our calculation. So 1.62 is our minimum spray rate. So what we're going to do with one minimum? Well, first of all, we are instructed to apply a spray rate. So this calculation will be 0.8 multiplied by 50%, multiplied by 50%, multiplied by 70%, because that is the concentration of binder. So there you go, there's your fog spray. You get an answer and you subtract that answer from 1.62. Before you subtract the answer from 1.62, don't forget to add texture, the texture allocation. You are informed that you must adjust 0.21, add 0.21 to your spray rate to adjust for texture depth. I'm always forgetting to do this, so I'm just reminding myself to do this. So you take your minimum cold binder, add your adjustment for texture depth, you get an answer of 1.83, then you subtract your fog spray as computed like this, and you get your new answer of 1.69. Now the 1.69 is the leftover total cold binder, leftover total cold binder. So effectively this is an SE2 binder, so we need a modification factor for an SE2 and a hot factor for an SE2. So we just want to do that. Let's just do this, keep our screen nice. Right, so basically when we go to our tables, there's SE2 indicating the blue circle, 1.06. Here is SE2 modification factor for a double seal. So the modification factor is relevant to the fact that it's a double seal and that the ELD is greater than 20,000. So we need a modification factor of 1.0 and a hot factor of 1.06. We're going to need some other factors as well. We're going to observe the limitations, the minimum recommended application rate. So we're dealing with a 13.2 and a 6.7. So a 13.2 needs a 1 liter per meter squared application rate, and a 6.7 needs a 0.8 liter per meter squared application rate. You will note it says polymer modified penetration coat, polymer modified tack coat. Okay, so that are the tables. So it's reference 7.3, reference 7.7, and reference 7.9 in your calculation. Anyway, back to our calculation. So our leftover binder was 1,69. So that is multiplied by a modification factor of 1, because you see 2 and more than 20,000, and a hot factor of 1.06. Retreat from table 7.7 and 7.3 respectively. You must specify the tables here. Okay, now we've got a new answer of 1.75 hot binder, and we're going to split that, and we're given a split of 60-40, 60 for tap, 40 for pin. So we apply that, we get answers of 107 and 0.72. So the 107 is adequate, it's more than 1, because that would be what must relate to the larger stone, and then you get the pen coat, which must relate to the smaller stone, but there it says 0.72, which is less than 0.8, so we have to use the 0.8. So in fact, if you say 1 plus 0.8 is 1 plus 0.8 equals 1.8, you will see that we actually were at a disadvantage here. So altogether we need to use 1 and 0.8 to observe the minimums, or we can say 1.07 plus 0.8. Either way it's fine. So we move on to stone. We have an ALD here of 775 and 4.25, so we need two spread rates because we've got two layers of stone. So 7.75 and 4.25, and then the values that we read from the graph are approximately 100 and 200 respectively. So there's 7.75, take it up, 100 meters squared per meter cubed, and here by 4.25, if you bring it up, that's 4.25 is right there, just over 200. So there we go. So this is how you derive the answers. And when we look at the mark tally here, I think we come out to 5, 8, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, well anyway, it looks like 18 actually. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So it looks like 18 marks. Anyway, neither here nor there. Mark here, mark there. The tutorial will still be out of 60. So guys, genuinely speaking, this is a double seal calculation, and we must just be reminded that you add the ALT together, you're pulling off the total binder from the chart, you take off your fog spray, the remaining binder must have a modification factor and a hot factor, and that is now the new total hot binder for pen and tack. It must be split in the ratio given. If a ratio is not given, you use the minimum application rates to form a ratio. So for example, if a ratio of 60-40 had not been given, then you use a ratio of 1 over 1.8 and 0.8 over 1.8 to give you the tack pen coat respectively. Okay, and of course stone is straightforward, so that's just cool. Thank you everybody, and I hope this helps you to understand how to calculate first of all a double seal, and then of course a modified double seal. Thank you for your time. Bye bye.